So this is an album called The Best of George Harrison. Came out in 1967. And it's a little early to be putting out a Best of George Harrison album. At this point, his post-Beatle career was like 6 years old. Anyway, the first half of the album is stuff he did with the Beatles, and the other half is his post-Beatle work. So let's go through the tracks. So they're not in chronological order. They're in an order that he thought would make a good album. So it starts with Something from Abbey Road. Something. And then from Rubber Soul, If I Needed Someone. And then again from Abbey Road, Here Comes the Sun. Then from Revolver, Taxman. And then from Rubber Soul, Think for Yourself. And from Let It Be, there's For You Blue. I'm not sure the title of the song is actually in the lyrics of that song at all. And finally, it closes out with, from the White Album, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Now, it's supposed to be the best of George Harrison. Yeah, these are all good tracks, except the Taxman, which is one I don't like. Everybody else seems to like it. But they could have added other stuff like Within You Without You, or Blue Jay Way, The Inner Light, Savoy Truffle, Long, Long, Long. But yeah, Something and Here Comes the Sun appeal to a different demographic than do Within You Without You, Love to You, The Inner Light, and Long, 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 and Blue Jay Way. Those are the songs that make George my favorite Beatle. But this is all his mainstream stuff. Okay, so there's a second side of his post-Beatle career. And it's got a picture of 4 people who are all George Harrison in different stages of his life. I'm not sure who this is here on the back of the sleeve. It might be his wife Olivia. So what did they think was important enough to put on his solo career? Well, first is My Sweet Lord. That's his song that he wrote to trick you into saying Hare Krishna mantra. It starts off hallelujahs that turn to the Hare Krishna mantra. I once had somebody told me he'd found Jesus and used this song as proof of it, which I laughed in his face and said, okay, I'll sing it to you. Next is Give Me Love, Give Me Peace on Earth. It's an okay song, not one of his best, I think. Then You, and then Bangladesh, Bangladesh, and then Dark Horse from the Dark Horse album. Now, Dark Horse is not the best song to be on the album. I think So Sad would be a better choice for this. And then What Is Life? Again, these are not in chronological order, they're out of order. Okay. So that is the tracks that are on here. So decades later, I bought this CD, The Best of George Harrison. And I thought it would have some new stuff. You know, since he made this album, he's had some hits. His 3 biggest hits were Blow Away, All Those Years Ago, When We Was Fab, and I Got My Heart Set on You. Not one of those is on here. In fact, this is the exact same album as the other one. I'll show you what's inside. It does have, the tracks, and a picture of George, a close-up of that same picture, and the tracks again. That's all you get. So this is the same thing as this. So anyway, disappointing for Ambassador George Harrison. Seems like there probably is at this point, another Best of George Harrison now that his career is over, except for outtakes like they do with John Lennon. There's not much new stuff they can produce of him, so he's made his statement, beginning and end there. Anyway, so someday, if I ever figure out how to do Patreon, it'd be nice if people who like what I'm doing would support me. But on the other hand, I'm not sure anybody's watching these. But recently, my viewership has gone up. It dropped dramatically a while back, and now it's starting to come back up. So we'll see.